Good morning to all of you. 9:05. Dixon and Vining at Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Hope you are well. Richard is not. He has some kind of food poisoning, something, and Rick chimed in with his text message. I think Richard ate some of his own cooking. Now, Rick, that's
Wow.
not very nice.
It would be interesting to note if that was the case, though. And what was it that you made, and how did you make it?
Yeah, and don't do it again.
And don't do it that way again.
Yeah,
Exactly.
whatever it may be. We wish him well, really, in all seriousness. It's not fun to have any kind of stomach bug, and if that's what he's got, it's not good. And we apologize to those of you that are on 280 over there near Donovan Valley.
Yeah.
Just backed up both directions. And somebody asked, tell me more about the accident. We don't know about an accident. We know about power lines that are down across 280 that's preventing anybody from getting through there near Donovan Valley.
And that may have been because of an accident from early this morning, and it's possible that they've cleared the accident itself out, and now they're working on trying to get everything set back up, lines and all that.
Yeah, so you guys keep eyeballs on it. We'll try to get some more information on it as well, and if it opens back up and you're freely running through there, unlike Maria that's been sitting in it for an hour and a half,
Man, I
God
feel
bless
for
her, just give us a heads up so we can get the word out as to what's going on.
Yeah.
All right, it is 9:07. Let's get into it's Steve's turn. Oh, see, he was going to do the three things.
Found it. He's not used to that particular
That one
page.
caught me off guard.
All right, so the movie Michael is now the top grossing musical biopic of all time.
Okay.
All right, just overtook Bohemian Rhapsody. How accurate is it is another story, because Hollywood gets a hold of these things and they kind of mess them up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one guy decided to, his name is Nazari Verbitsky. There's a name for you.
That's a tough one.
Took the 15 most accurate biographical movies of all time, and he says what kept them from being more accurate. Number 15, The Doors. This is a bit of a slog of a movie if you've ever tried to watch it.
So accurate or not as accurate?
He's going, these are the most accurate
most
ones,
accurate.
but there are things that keep them from being more accurate than what they are.
Okay.
He says Oliver Stone's epic on The Doors leans more into myth of Jim Morrison than actual history. Even his fellow band members told Stone that most of the incidents were either exaggerated or simply made up, and even the well-known failings were overblown.
Okay.
So there you go.
The Doors.
The Green Book is actually a biographical picture. Comes in at number 14. Oscar winner took the professional relationship between Don Shirley and Tony Vallelonga, from how complicated it was in real life, made it too comfortable to Hollywood in order to come up with a happy ending, so to speak. The Aviator, Martin Scorsese's take on the life of Howard Hughes, smooths over his personal history and softens the psychological decline. Apparently it was much worse than what it was.
See, that one, I had planned, I was going to watch that because
Yeah.
I was interested, and I forgot to go back to it and see it.
It's an interesting film, but I kind of agree with it, because everything that I ever heard about Howard Hughes, I mean, this was a guy who effectively locked himself into a hotel room and was afraid of a tissue.
Oh,
You know?
issues there.
Yeah, I mean, something's going on there, and they didn't really
Address
go
it.
into it as well
Yeah.
as I think they probably could have. Number 12 is The Imitation Game, The Life of Alan Turing. The blackmail plot, they said, was an invention for the movie. Alan Turing himself, in the role of kind of a loner genius, goes over the top. And in the meantime, it makes navigating the brass at Bletchley Park in World War II a little bit too quick to agree with what Turing's deciphering was than what it was in real life. And there's a lot of questions about that. When you stop and think about it, a lot of people are going to ask and question, hey, what you're coming up with, is that really true? And you got to fight through levels of brass. And I would say that the movie Pressure, which I think is still in movie theaters, actually does a very, very good job of having some people be very, very much on the skeptical side and others going, okay, well, tell me more, and trying to pull more information out as opposed to just being skeptical right off the bat.
Right.
Greatest Showman, musical take on the life of P.T. Barnum, makes him out as to be younger than what he was when he actually started the circus. The potential romance with Jenny Lind was all made up, and it takes a record of what they call exploitation of some of the people that worked for him in the circus and made it into a creation of opportunity.
Did you see this one?
I did.
Yeah?
My wife loves the movie. I like the movie. I think it's a good movie. Richard probably loves it. It's a musical.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want?
Yeah.
10, A Beautiful Mind. Saw this on a plane And it was a fascinating movie done by Ron Howard. John Nash's life put up on the big screen. Hallucinations of a trio of people are made up for the film. As far as his actual personal life, his divorce, and his fractured relationship with his son are all but ignored.
I thought this was very well done.
It was.
I really
liked
enjoyed that movie.
Then there's The Blind Side, comes in at number 9. The story of Michael Oher, well-known Oscar winner for Sandra Bullock, but seems to make the relationship between Oher and the Toohey family apparently more family-like than what he claims. Plus, he says the movie portrays him as being not too intelligent, which he says is absolutely made up. A movie I thought about watching, but Richard saw it and said that he hated it. It's the movie Blonde. It's the streaming service, I think Netflix, take on Marilyn Monroe's life before she was Marilyn. Fills Norma Jean with some overly symbolic drama and imagined relationships and kind of a lack of logic. But yet this comes in as number 8 as far as accuracy. Number 7, The Social Network. The beginnings of Facebook are in this Aaron Sorkin movie. It kind of becomes a revenge story. Mark Zuckerberg's supposed romantic rejection being turned into motivation to create something huge. It's something Zuckerberg himself said it isn't true.
Huh. How interesting. I didn't see this one.
I've seen it. It's been a while.
You seen it, John?
Yeah, I have. I thought it was pretty good, even though obviously it's not as accurate.
Hollywood. A bit Hollywood, as they say. Number 6, The King's Speech. Yeah, George VI really did have to work with a speech coach, but they compressed the timeline down to make it worse than what it seemed for movie's sake, and the severity and treatment of his speech disorder, they say, are very overplayed. Patch Adams, we've heard about this. The real Patch Adams, he's criticized this movie for turning his battle against politics and his mission to make healthcare free into a fun, slightly against the rules doctor who just likes to wear clown noses and make people laugh. But Robin
Williams was very good in this.
Yeah, he was. It's hard to do. I mean, you go back and you look at what he did with Good Morning Vietnam, and even the man he portrayed said, "Yeah, I was nowhere near that funny." Number 4, Braveheart.
Yeah.
Story of William Wallace getting wrapped around an invented romance, mangled politics, and compressed battles against the monarchy, and basically invents totally the affair with Isabella of France, which they said was never feasible in the first place. I've never seen the movie Amadeus.
Amadeus.
I may have to look at this, but anyway,
it is excellent.
Yeah, the suggestion of murder is based upon old rumors instead of fact. The rivalry with Salieri is blown way out of proportion, but they say most of the musical history is actually correct.
That's interesting.
Number 2 on the most accurate, Hidden Figures. Excellent movie. Brings the story of the 3 women of color's roles at NASA into light, but might make them a little bit too neat and tidy. The boss, played by Kevin Costner, not 100% real. He's actually a conglomeration of several characters all rolled into one. They say his tearing down of the bathroom sign in there was a complete invention. But they do say that almost all the actions of the ladies are correct, even though the time frame may be made a little bit shorter than what happened in real life.
That's good to know. And what's number 1?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Really?
The one that Michael Jackson just took over. And Richard's talked about this. It does rearrange the actual timeline of the history of the group, Queen, and its lead singer, Freddie Mercury. Live Aid supposedly comes after the group fractures. Not really. Mercury's HIV diagnosis was moved up to before Live Aid, and that's way too far in advance.
Yeah.
Messy personal relationships get oversimplified along the way, but for the most part, they say that's the most accurate.
Do you think that list is accurate?
I question a couple of them. Again, I haven't seen Blonde, so I can't say. The fact that Oppenheimer's not on there, I wonder where that would have placed.
Good. That was so good.
And Oppenheimer is the biggest moneymaker amongst all biopics.
Right.
At $972 million, and right now Michael's just over 940. Considering how long it's been out there, it may have a hard time beating Oppenheimer.
And Oppenheimer, as we've said before, it's a long movie, and for me, I will never see it again. I only needed to see it one time.
I watched it one time. I watched it in the movie theater.
Yeah. Did you see it a second
time?
And
then when it came out on streaming, I watched it. And yeah, it's a very, very long movie. It's very involved.
It is very involved.
It's very good. Go watch it. Definitely. But yeah, for me, it's kind of like Schindler's List. It's a very heavy movie.
Heavy, yes.
And while it's fantastic, I got to be in a mood, man. I got to be in a certain mood to see it.
And I would say, yes, the same thing with Schindler's List. I think I've seen that twice. I think I've seen it 2 times. It's just, it is. It's very, very difficult to watch.
It's a very heavy movie.
Yeah.
But as fascinated as I am about World War II history. The fact that it took me so long to watch the movie is what makes everybody go, really? It took me probably 20 years after the movie came out to actually sit down and watch it because I knew how rough it was going to be.
Mm-hmm. Some of them are that way.
Yeah. But, welcome to biopics and welcome to Hollywood. They're going to change things around a little bit just because of either time frames or it just makes for what they say is a better story.
Yep, sure does. Steve, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Steve's turn. There it is. We're looking at our monitors. Millions of people on the streets in New York City right now for the Knicks championship parade. They've got that thing, they say, buttoned up with 10,000 police just all throughout the city monitoring this, and we're just going to keep our fingers crossed that it stays peaceful. And maybe that's why they're doing it so early in the day. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. They didn't want to do a late afternoon thing. Now you start bringing in people, well, they're probably drinking mimosas, drinking alcohol in the afternoon and into the night where things get a little crazy. They're probably smart to be doing it this time of the day. 9:16, back in a moment. It's Dixon Inviting on Talk 99.5. 922 Dixon and Vining at Talk 99.5, talk995.com. We got a little sunshine in Homewood right now, and the winds are blowing.
It's trying to fight through the clouds. And good night.
I just looked at radar, and I told Steve what we're trying to describe really what's on radar. And what's on radar is, if you can imagine, like when we look at hurricanes, how they go around and around, and then the bands come up and around. It's the same thing, only on a much smaller scale. And that's Tropical Storm Arthur. Boy, he sounds dangerous. Mobile will get a ton of rain today. And then you move a little bit further north where you're still going to get a lot of rain. Montgomery, not quite as bad. You get to Birmingham, we're going to get a few inches of rain. But a lot of this is wind. And the way it's whipping around, that's why we have these tornado watches back in Hale and Greene counties today. So just know that at any point in time when we have this, we might get a spin-up tornado, but the winds are going to continue to pick up. We don't have any rain yet in the Homewood area. West Alabama, you're already seeing the rain. Places like Tuscaloosa and south of us, down around Mobile, as we said, they're getting some of the bands of this tropical system.
Yeah.
And we'll eventually get the rain. It will get here a little later on today. Maybe going to deal with some of it tomorrow. We'll just have to see how fast this thing moves through. And then Saturday looks pretty good. We should have some pretty decent weather for that.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. My good friend Craig over at Birmingham Broker, and I call him a good friend because he literally is a good friend of all of ours here at Talk 99.5. Great company he's got, helping people here in the Birmingham area and beyond to sell their used vehicles hassle-free. So you don't have to do any of the heavy lifting. He does it all. That's what it's about. He's got a great group of people at Birmingham Broker that sell cars all day long. So if you got a truck or an SUV, a sports car, a classic car, I don't care what it is. He doesn't care what it is. He'll sell it for you. That's what's so nice about this. Maybe you bought a vehicle. This happened to me one time. I bought a vehicle. This is a number of years ago. I drove the thing probably for about 2 or 3 months, and I finally said to myself, I hate this car. I hated the car. And I said, I need to get rid of it. Well, I didn't know Craig at the time. I wish I had, because I would have gone directly to him. But then it's like, okay, well, what do? I could sell the car myself. I could trade it in. Both of those ideas are terrible. The best way to sell a used vehicle is through Craig. He's going to work hard to get as much equity out of the vehicle for you so that you don't have to do any of that. And he'll try to get it sold as quickly as possible. How nice is that? And I've experienced it. He sold my car in 5 days. This is what you will get with Birmingham Broker. 2224 4th Avenue South. We encourage you to at least go by, shake his hand, say hello, get to know them, take your car that you want to sell, let them take a look at it, and just talk to you for a few minutes and give you a number, give you a price. Birmingham Broker, you can check them out online, bhambroker.com, bhambroker.com. All right, Steve and John Bird, you guys like to fly?
I enjoy it.
You're okay with it?
I enjoy it.
Small plane, big plane, doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Sometimes I even like the smaller planes. I don't know, though. Recently, we've been seeing an awful lot of crashes. That one in Texas with the people in the small jet that crashed on the interstate, and they were pounding on windows trying to get people out of it, and one guy jumps out. You can't break that front glass.
No.
You know, the cockpit area, they were like beating it with these sticks, and I'm like, you're not
getting through that way.
You're not getting through that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the side door pops open. I was like, oh.
And all the rock, you think about it, all the rock stars over the years, smaller planes. John F. Kennedy Jr., smaller plane.
Yeah. I would have told John F. Kennedy, you're not at that experience. It's night. It's foggy. This is this is a recipe for disaster. Yeah, we keep, we see that.
I'm of the impression here, though, that if I'm supposed to die in a plane crash and I decide not to get on the plane and take the car, the plane's going to crash on me. So if I'm meant to die in a plane crash, I'm going to die in a plane crash some way.
Some way, somehow. This is fascinating. It appears that Qantas is getting ready to launch the world's longest nonstop commercial flight. Any guesses how many hours?
Oh, my God.
Take a shot. Take a shot at this.
I'm thinking, it's 15 from L.A. to Australia? So this thing's got to be the better part of 20 hours.
You're very close, Steve. A 22-hour journey from Sydney to London. They are going to offer this
nonstop?
Flight nonstop.
How?
Sydney to London on a modified Airbus A350 aircraft. And they said they should be able to provide these nonstop flights beginning in 2027. Oof. Are you the first one taking it?
No.
That's like the first
Steve,
coach
no.
that followed Bear Bryant. No,
Oh,
I
no.
would no.
Well, and here's
No.
I'm not scared of the flight itself.
No.
It's the fact that I would be in that tube for that long.
That's
You know,
a long.
It's
you know
a
what?
long time to be inside an
I
airplane.
would like to be able to sleep at least 8 or 9 hours of the 22.
I'd want to sleep for longer than that.
You want to be put to sleep?
Yeah, really. Well, and I'll give you the example of why. Okay, when Karen and I took our honeymoon, we were lucky enough to go to Hawaii, and this is May.
Mm-hmm.
So we left out at Birmingham, flew to Dallas, straight to Honolulu. That's an 8.5 hour hop.
That's a long time on the plane.
At about the 6 hour mark, I was going stir crazy and was getting up and had to walk around the plane. I can't imagine practically tripling that.
Yeah, but if you want to get to where you're going now, and I don't know if you all have seen the inside of a A350 Airbus. It's quite nice. It's
is.
quite big. It's not like your typical commercial
grant
airline where you can get up and move about.
Yeah.
But still, that's 22 hours on a flight. And again, if you're in Sydney, you're like, I need to get, to my destination quickly, and you have the ability to get on this Qantas plane and be in London because I would think normally you're looking at a day and a half plus to travel, right?
I'm probably, yeah.
Ooh.
But but that long of being in a tube. That's a long time to be in.
I have to tell my mind, and again, if you start telling yourself a tube, you're gonna have a hard time flying, especially if you're the least bit claustrophobic.
Yeah,
you're gonna be like, I can't do that.
Like I said, at about the 6 hour mark of an 8 hour trip, I'm like, I got to get up and walk.
And
I got to
move.
go do something because just sitting here, I can't do that.
Yeah,
I just can't.
I don't think there's enough movies or music or anything else to keep. Well, between a good book, music, and movies, I'm still not sure 22 hours, but you'll sleep part of that. You're not going to be awake the whole 22 hours.
I'd want to try and sleep just about the entire time, but trying to sleep for 22 hours? No. You're not doing that either.
Let's hope the seats are more like a lazy boy recliner.
Yeah.
Where you could, put
basically
it all the way back.
Little apartments.
Yeah. Which,
That's what I'm hoping. When you said modified, I'm like, modified how? That's the big question.
It's going to have a lot of ways to sleep. And if that's the case, then that might not be too bad if you could sleep 8 hours, 9 hours of the trip.
Man.
That's a long time.
That is a long time.
Yeah.
Go for it, Qantas.
I know.
Knock yourself out.
929, talk 99.5. I see what you did there, John Bird. Nice.
I'm pretty smart.
John Bird behind the glass, Steve West. I'm Valerie Vining, no Richard Dixon. Dixon and Vining normally, Talk 99.5, talk995.com, but he's got some kind of stomach something. I was like, don't you bring that stomach something up in here.
Nobody wants it.
None of us need any of that. We got Robert on the line in Coleman. Welcome in, Robert, to Talk 99.5. What's on your mind, man?
I hope the modification is at least 6 extra toilets on the plane.
Or more, right?
Yeah, really.
They can't handle 2 extra hours on the tarmac on a regular flight.
I know right where you're going, man.
Yeah.
She showed me a picture, though, and, you see first class and you see those bigger chairs and everything like that. What apparently their first class is effectively you get almost your own apartment.
It's really nice. It is.
So depending on how the rest of the plane looks, yeah, that might be quasi-livable.
I think the biggest shock I ever had was flying over to England, and about 5 hours in, they said, we're out of Coke.
Oh, no.
I got up and went in the galley, and there's a 2-liter bottle of Coke, opened it up, poured me a glass, went back to my seat.
Was
Was
that a flight attendant's Coke? Huh?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, with bourbon in it.
With
I didn't
bourbon?
know
Nice.
to call a bottle of Coke with
Woo!
bourbon.
I hear you, Robert. All right, thank you for the call. We appreciate it very much. Yeah, we're talking about this Qantas flight that they are talking about in 2027. That is going to be nonstop, 22 hours from Sydney to London. They will offer that on an Airbus A350. And if you pull up some images of the Qantas Airbus A350, if what we're seeing is correct, I wouldn't mind flying that at all. I wonder how much the flight is. That's what I wonder.
Ooh.
If you're
I can't
flying
imagine.
this, and in the images we saw,
Yeah.
that might be kind of pricey.
Concord prices.
I don't know that. I don't know. Golly.
I mean, the Concorde, to fly in the Concorde, I want to say was somewhere around 3 to 4 times the price of a normal ticket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not sharing the price in this.
Yeah, I bet
in this
they're
story because, yeah.
not. I bet they're not.
Yeah, we probably need
Ugh.
to take a loan from the bank to get on this flight.
Mm.
No question about it.
More
On
power to y'all.
on our monitors, y'all. I mean, everywhere we turn is the parade in New
Yeah.
York City, and you tend to forget how many years it's been, 53 years or
50,
something.
Yeah, 3.
And they said the previous NBA wins, there weren't parades. This is like their first parade for a win. And it's been that long since the New York Knicks have, seen this kind of crowd. There are millions of people in New York City right now lining the streets. And then when you talk about 10,000 police, you're like, well, that sounds like a lot of police. Well, when you see this crowd, they probably need 10,000
Probably so. Yeah.
law enforcement officers at this parade.
Yeah.
Because, they've got different bands that are going to be part of it. Of course, all of the players. Players, I saw one of them a minute ago holding his little girl. And so, you just want to make sure and protect everybody at this. And hopefully it stays calm and everybody has a wonderful time. And,
That's
we
the key.
don't have any situation that breaks out. But they apparently, everybody that's in some of these viewing areas had to go through security checks. No bags. They said 0 bags. You may not have a bag of any sort, which, okay, I
kinda
understand that
understand
too. I guess if it doesn't fit in your pocket, like your keys or something like that, you ain't getting in.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because, again, I said it before, I'll say it again. My wife sent me up there for the Red Sox parade after they won the 04 World Series, 86 years there. There were some 3.5 million people Boston police estimated that I was a part of. We didn't have to go through all that because nobody was thinking about anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was different times. Too.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden, you think about, yes, it was in the aftermath of 2001, 9/11, but really all of this stuff now comes about in the aftermath of the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing, where you get a large crowd like this and you get somebody that's got an idea of doing something, well, galactically stupid, and this is what we have to deal with now. I mean, I was walking constantly and going along the parade route freely back in 2004, had no problems whatsoever because, there were police there, but they'd look at you and you could tell they were looking just to make sure that you weren't going to be a threat. But otherwise, you were left alone.
And it is kind of sad that we're, to this point that every time we do some big function like this, I think about last Sunday with President Trump at the White House outside on the lawn with the fight and everything. We constantly now have to say we have to prepare for a situation like that. We just always have to. We're going to always have to be on guard, and it's kind of sad that that's where we're at. But hopefully New York has the security and everything they need and in place to take care and keep everybody that's not only on that team, but fans and family and everybody else safe today. I am looking at radar. You and I were just laughing a minute ago because we're like, the sun's back out again. The radar is, and I'm showing you a picture of it now, Steve. It's back in West Alabama. Again, we've got a tornado watch in effect for hail in Greene County. Be careful of that. That could increase. What's up with the tornadoes? Well, it's the spinning action of this tropical system that's coming up. Mobile is covered up right now. Parts of South Alabama, the western part of it. It's about to come into Montgomery, and then it will begin to kind of move up into the Birmingham metro area. But if you're back in Tuscaloosa, you're already dealing with it. Mississippi's covered up. But as that spins up, and it will here in the next few hours, come up into the Birmingham area, we're going to get a lot of rain in a short period of time. Looks like anywhere from 2 to 3 inches. Mobile is going to get nailed with 6+ inches of rain, maybe even more than that. And the winds are very high. There's the potential, as I said, for a spin-up tornado. But y'all just be careful because I think this is going to be a very busy late morning and early afternoon as this system comes through the central Alabama area and our listening area.
Right now, what our best hope is for this to slam the accelerator and just move east as quickly as possible.
Just go. Don't sit. Just keep moving. And because the longer it kind of sits and keeps churning, then it's more and more rain, and then we've got some real flooding issues, and we don't need any of that in our life.
And we all know about our flood-prone areas in and around the Birmingham area, so be prepared for that if you're driving this afternoon.
Yep, and there's quite a few of those. I wanted to share, and I mentioned this to you and Richard yesterday. It's not often that I get real excited about something related to music because I listen to all kinds of stuff. I listen to old country, like classic country. I'll listen to some of the new stuff. Love that too. I'll listen to top 40 sometimes. I mean, when I was growing up, I was big into jazz music. I mean, I listened to a lot of different genres of music, but one of my favorites really is when you kind of talk about yacht rock. There was really some great songs in the 70s and 80s that kind of fit in that category. Well, the other day I was when I was traveling to Pell City earlier this week, going to and from, something on my phone just popped up and it's playing in the car, and I'm like, what the heck is this? I was like, I absolutely love this. What is this? And I kept looking, and it said Keith Urban, and I'm like, Keith Urban, what? And yacht rock music? I'm like, what in the world is this? So I start trying to look and drive, and I'm like, don't look and drive, Al, just drive. But it's a new album that Keith Urban's put out. It's called Flow State, and he's remade all these yacht rock songs, and I'm like, it's great. He even did one with Michael McDonald.
Oh man,
Steal Away is on it. Baby Come Back from Player, Magnet and Steel, Just the Two of Us, On and On from Stephen Bishop. Dang. He did We Go Back with Michael McDonald.
Okay.
And they sound
they nailed it.
Great. I mean, and the thing that's neat, if you like Keith Urban's voice, A, you'll like it. But Keith did a really good job, or whoever was responsible for producing this thing. All of the rest of the song is exactly like the song was done. It's not like Keith Urban totally redid it.
And I can't wait to hear this.
It's so good.
Well, I told you this yesterday, and I didn't realize this. Richard and I talk about having Sirius XM, and Yacht Rock is one of the stations that I have in a preset.
Right.
And I was driving around on Saturday because I had to go see a friend of mine way out in Haleyville, which is way out there. And I flipped it on to Yacht Rock, and I'm like you said, up on the screen, it shows Keith Urban, and I'm like,
what
Keith
is
Urban?
that? I know.
And he's talking. And I'm like, okay, so he's just hosting a show. Okay,
right.
He likes Yacht Rock, so he's hosting a show.
I think that's what Richard heard. He said the same thing.
And then all of a sudden it goes into this song, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not, I can't remember what the song was, but whatever it was, that's not, I'll take Steal Away and say it, but I don't think it was that. That's not Robbie Dupree. And I look back down to the screen, and there's Steal Away, Keith Urban. I'm like, oh, he redid Steal Away.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize he had done an
A
entire album.
whole album. He even did Gino Vanelli's "I Just Want to Stop."
Oh, you
And I
should have
was-
stopped before you did
I know.
that.
I was like, "Are you really going to do Gino Vanelli? I don't know that you can do that."
No.
Yeah.
You
Guitar
should have stopped
Man,
before you got to that one. Guitar Man is good.
Summer Breeze,
Oh.
Seals and Cross.
There you
Oh
go.
my gosh.
Ambrosia, How Much I Feel.
No.
I'm telling y'all, it's really good. I've listened to the whole album twice now. I'm
gonna have
almost
to.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to
Hitting
get
my
it.
It's really
spot.
good.
I'm gonna have to get it.
And maybe it's just me. Maybe we're old school, and some people are going to turn around and go, "This is horrible. I can't believe it."
My son, my 25-year-old son is in the yacht rock.
There you
he
go.
sent me
Is he?
something the other day, and stumbling in, he said, "Who is this? This is awesome." I said, "I'll put you a little playlist together."
There
He
you
said,
go.
"Okay."
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So if you're interested in it, again, you're a Keith Urban fan. I'm recommending something I've never do that. It's called Flow State. Flow State is the album, and it's Keith Urban.
And I think part of it is the fact that we grew up with it.
Yeah, with all those
And that
songs.
helps.
Yeah. And he's really, that Michael McDonald song, I'm telling you.
I'm gonna have
I've
to look
probably
it up.
listened to that 4 or 5 times already. 9:46, the question of the day, coming up in mere moments here on Dixon and Vining at Talk 99.5. There he is.
Yep.
Man, what a tune. Wow.
9:52. That's the Keith Urban song with Michael McDonald, We Go Back. Pretty good, huh? Not bad.
Just a little taste.
Just a tiny taste. Thank you for that, John. That was perfect timing. We appreciate it. A lot of text messages. I want to share this one from Grumpy Old Goat. Okay. He said, every time y'all mention the name of this storm, all I hear is Christopher Cross singing about the moon over New York City.
Exactly.
When you get close to it. That's great. Arthur is the tropical storm.
It's the drunkest storm ever.
That's funny because Grumpy Old Goat, that's exactly what's been going through my head the last 2 days we've been talking about this. That's hysterical. We also got a text message from Denson. Denson says, the problem at 41 in Shelby County was a wide load caught on power lines and tore them down.
Oh.
Now, I don't know that that's
okay.
true. I don't mean to doubt you, Denson, but I haven't seen that anywhere else.
Yeah,
but
that's
this
true.
is what he's saying. The problem was power lines were across Highway 280 near Donovan Valley, closed down traffic. We had Maria call us. She'd been sitting in it for an hour and a half. And we know that the power lines, yes, indeed, were down. But he's saying that it was the wide load that brought them down.
Could be.
It very well could be. I don't
Yikes.
doubt that. That's a possibility. So we are keeping an eye on this storm, this tropical depression / storm from Arthur. The winds are picking up. We see a few darker clouds a little bit to north of downtown Birmingham. Montgomery is, I think, in it now, about to be in it now. Alabaster, you're going to begin to feel it in a little bit. Then Birmingham, you'll get some of the rain bands. But it is absolutely pouring down rain in South Alabama. And I mean heavy, heavy rain. You know, when you see the bright red inside the yellow and you see the bright orange inside the yellow, that's what we're looking at. And it is absolutely pouring down rain. Absolutely. I mean, we're going to talk about some significant flooding. There's no question. There's no way around this.
If and when it finally gets here, absolutely.
Well, and it will get here. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. So thank you so much to John Bird getting up early this morning. Richard Dixon is out today.
Anytime.
And we shifted Steve West from production duties into co-hosting duties. So thank you guys for all being so flexible. That's why I love this team so much. Everybody just, what do we need to do?
Yeah.
What needs to happen?
Let's go get it done.
So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Skippy going to be coming up at 10 o'clock with John Bird. He will remain in the producer seat. And I think somebody said that they were talking about the show. They were going to call it, they said, Loving the Vining West and Jimbo show this morning. That comes from Corey up in Florence. Thank you, Corey, very much for that. We appreciate it. And we're going to get to, let's go ahead and get it. Let's dive into it. The question of the day. Go for it, John. All right. Today's question of the day is, and Richard Dixon provided this with all intention to be here today.
Sure.
Name a song that mentions another song. You need a minute to think about it, John Bird. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, he's ready. Look, he's excited.
Go for
it. Okay, go.
Okay. Running Down a Dream. Me and Dale were singing.
Runaway.
Down a dream.
Runaway.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Love that tune.
Very good. Steve, you got one?
The one that, there were a couple that came to mind, but the one that kind of stuck out, Wilson Pickett's Land of a Thousand Dances, which mentions like the twist and some of the other songs that we were familiar with.
I like that.
Yeah.
I will say Dwight Yoakam, I Sang Dixie.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I love Dwight
Good
Yoakam.
call.
There we go on that one. Some of your answers. Tom says ZZ Top, Heard It on the X. Huh? Rhythm and blues song, Work With Me, Annie. Okay. Thank you for that. Carrie says Johnny Taylor's song, We Getting Careless with Our Love, he mentioned. Me and Mrs. Jones by Billy Paul.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that works.
Not overly familiar with that song.
Paul says Leonard Skinner Jones is a song about Curtis Lowe, well written. Thomas, Kid Rock mentioned Sweet Home Alabama in All Summer Long.
He does.
Not bad. Kyle, Sweet Home Alabama, mentions Southern Man.
True.
Oh, that's right.
Brad says Old Alabama by Brad Paisley.
Speaking, yeah.
Brad to Brad. And mentions Dixieland Delight.
Mm-hmm. A couple of others, too. At least one other one. I'd have to go back and listen to it fully. But yeah, it mentions at least 2 Alabama songs.
Lee says Eddie Money's Take Me Home Tonight refers to Ronnie Spector and the song Be My Little Baby.
Yep. And she sang that part.
She did.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's really cool.
One. It's a good one, Lee. Drew says Running Down a Dream by Tom Petty, mentions Runaways. Yep, same thing. Tom says, and the band played Waltzing Matilda. Remember that one? Mark, Ashes to Ashes by David Bowie, mentions Space Oddity.
Yeah, strangely enough.
Yeah.
Inception.
It does. Jimmy says Southern Man in Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky Lloyd, the good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing This Will Be the Day I Die.
A nice one.
Very well done.
Mm-hmm. Steve says, I sang Dixie as he died. Dwight Yoakam, like the one I said.
Yeah.
Todd says, Having a Party by Sam Cooke, mentions Soul Twist and Mashed Potato Time.
Yeah.
Okay. Cherry, You Better Be the Who, mentions T-Rex. You better buy.
You better.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what she's saying here. Rick, Whiskey Bent and Hellbound.
Yeah.
James says, Take Me Home Tonight. Again,
Yep.
same thing.
Mm-hmm.
David, Scotty McCreery, Bottle Rockets, mentions Hold My Hand by Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I'd have to go back and listen to
Yep.
that.
I forgot about that one. And finally, Brad says Tom Petty's Running Down a Dream. That's a good one. Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you all very much for your responses on our question of the day today. We'll have another one put up here pretty soon for you for tomorrow. And feel free to text us or call us anytime. 545-9950. That's 545-9950. The parade is well underway now. I love that these guys got so dressed up for it.
Most of them are wearing their T-shirts that they got
they're-
after they won the title.
Yeah, that's okay. You know what? They can wear whatever they want.
I like the one player right there. He's kind of loosely holding on to the trophy.
Don't do that. I hope that's maybe like not the real one. You got the real one
I
in a
bet you
case
that's the
somewhere.
real one.
Oh,
I bet you that's the real one.
yeah. They're saying massive crowds in New York City for the Knicks parade and everything we're seeing. Oh my gosh! You know, everybody probably said take the day off today. If you work in New York City, take the day off.
Yeah, I don't want to be in New York City to begin with. I really don't want to be in that.
No. Where's Mom Donnie? Anybody seen him yet? I'm sure he's going to be on one of these floats.
There's a part of me that wants to say, who cares?
Mm-hmm. That too.
He didn't have anything to do with it.
Coming up in a little bit, I'm seeing that Vice President J.D. Vance is going to be speaking. Maybe it's the White House briefing. We'll see. Y'all have a great afternoon.